Welcome back. I'm Lynda Kinkade, updating you now on our breaking news. The Taliban making alarming new advances through Afghanistan and further isolating Kabul. Just in the last hour, we've learned that officials there say the city of Herat has now fallen to the militants. And shortly before that, word came through that the front lines of the country's second largest city, Kandahar, are being broken. Well, meanwhile, the US Embassy in Kabul is telling any American citizen in the country to get out now. Nick Paton Walsh joins us now for more on all of this. Nick, first let's start on Herat. This is the third largest city, a city of about 500,000 people. Just how significant is it that it's now in the hands of the Taliban?
Well, it's extraordinary in that it caps a week now in which we've gone from the notion that urban areas were places the Taliban wouldn't have much luck getting into to now seeing about a third of Afghanistan's provincial capitals in their hands. In fact, one today, a key one, Ghazni, fell, it seemed, when actually the local governor gave himself up and was later arrested by Afghan security forces. Herat's been under pressure for weeks, if not months, frankly. The airport there cut off from the rest of the city. Intense Taliban pressure that clearly today yielded the results that they wanted. It seems the governor's compound was the last place to fall there. But the important point here, Lynda, is that the Taliban seem to have the ability to pressure multiple cities at a time. Now, obviously, they have been waiting for this moment of American withdrawal, negotiating it through, seeing their enemy was essentially tiring out politically for its will to stay in Afghanistan. But the fact they've been able to muster forces simultaneously around so mmany separate cities, I have to say, is quite extraordinary. And the speed in which the last week has developed, and from literally, I think about today, we've talking probably about 3, I think, major cities having fallen, and now, obviously, now Herat, a city of 500,000, very close to Iran, is in their hands. They most likely have extra resources to focus down south on Kandahar and Lashkar Gah, which are very symbolic, deeply symbolic. Kandahar, the birthplace of Taliban, the second largest city in Afghanistan. As you said earlier, there are reports that Taliban are moving into parts of that city, sort of hit and run, so to speak. There have been jailbreaks in both Kandahar yesterday and in Lashkar Gah as well. Lashkar Gah, deeply symbolic, sort of centre of the opium trade, major source of funding for the insurgency. Helmand, where so many US and NATO troops died, the bitterest fighting really had been in that province. That is now under significant pressure too. The police headquarters there having been hit by an enormous explosion. So those two cities do look under threat to some degree, and I think most will say that if one falls, the other's likely to fall quickly afterwards. And frankly also too, because if you look at that map that doesn't show you Kandahar, Ghazni is essentially on the road down from Kabul to those two major cities. So yeah, I mean, bad news after bad news. The US on the sidelines here, as you heard from Barbara earlier, debating speeding up its departure of some diplomats. I have to say there'll come a moment when it becomes clear that the Americans are worried about their embassy staff and reduce those numbers, and that will start most of their allies contemplating similar moves, and you'll start to see not a climate of panic necessarily in Kabul, but a massive recalibration as to how close potentially the Taliban are. It's important to point out that actually Kabul itself has been comparatively quiet over the past months compared to the last decade or so, as the Taliban sought to let the American withdrawal get underway. That's changed recently with lots of targeted assassinations, a bid on the acting defence minister's life, a lot moving in there, but it's not at this stage encircled, and I think it's important to sort of slow our perception of this down and let the events in Lashkar Gah and Kandahar play out first before we start thinking about the awful scene that would be Kabul encircled. There are a couple of options really there that maybe the Taliban would be able to negotiate some sort of resolution. They're not clearly not interested in sharing power, but I think the broader fear is a humanitarian crisis of a city of 6 million with an angry and victorious insurgency around it. Lynda?
All right, Nick Paton Walsh for us from London. Good to have you with us on this story. We'll stay on this story. The third largest city in Afghanistan now in the hands of the Taliban. I'm Lynda Kinkade. Stay with us. You're watching CNN. Armin Paul is next.